Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Deniz. I share everything about moving, living and studying in Germany. So if this is something you're interested in, I got you covered. I make it easy with step-by-step explanations. So if that sounds like your vibe, please subscribe and let's do this together. Now in today's video, I'm going to talk about something that I asked repeatedly. How to learn German. I've been posting a lot of German-related content in my Instagram, and a lot of you have been curious about the sources I used to learn German and just how I made it work with this hard-to-learn language. And stay tuned to get inspired my German learning schedule, and feel free to totally steal it and use it for your own. I won't judge. Before we dive into that, did you know that 95% of the watchers like you aren't subscribed to my channel? I put so much effort and love into this channel to provide free information about moving, living and studying in Germany. So if you can subscribe, that will mean a lot for me. So grab a coffee, get your snacks and let's start. Part 1. Why I had to learn German. I have to admit something. When I started learning German, I really didn't want to learn. I didn't even care about it, honestly. German was just, well, it's hard and it was not a language that I was interested in. I was more interested in learning Spanish, Arabic, Japanese, Korean. But then my life in Germany was starting, and I realized that German was really important for my future here. So I started my German learning journey. But let me tell you, at first it was really tough. I had no idea where to start, and every piece of advice I came across made me feel like it is impossible to learn this language. But then, as most of you might know, I discovered the beauty of consuming content in German, and that's when my attitude to learn German language started to shift. Part 2. How I got hooked. Okay, so this is where the things get fun for me. I've tried traditional learning tools, however, this doesn't help me to like the language, which I think is the most important thing when you're learning a language. You actually should like it to have a motivation. So I went with a non-traditional way, which was Turkish German gangster rap. And no, I'm not even kidding. Yes, you heard it right, gangster rap. But not just any, I got really hooked with a rapper called Mero. He's really popular in both in Turkey and Germany. I know what you're thinking right now. Wait, rap? How is that going to me learn proper German? And okay, let's be real, you cannot learn proper German with rap, especially gangster rap. And the grammar was not perfect, way far from perfect. But there is this thing, it warmed me up for the language. It gave me a motivation to learn and actually explore. It made me feel like I'm getting more familiar with the sounds, even if that wasn't textbook stuff. I started getting a feel for the rhythm of the language, the flow, and most importantly, I started to like German. Honestly, the beats were catchy, the rhythm was intense, and I could just vibe with it. Of course, it wasn't high-level German, but it got me to like the language in a way that I've never expected. Part 3. Getting serious. Now that gangster rap had me warm up for the language, it was time to think things a bit more higher level. I knew I needed to start speaking, so I decided to take a job in a café, also to get some extra money as a student. This was a big step because it really forced me to speak to people. And as you know, in Germany, everyone can speak English, so once they hear an accent or that you're not so good in German, they might switch to English, and then you will have no room to practice German. Yeah, and seriously, nothing helps you to learn a language like real human interaction. At the cafe, I had a lot of interaction with the customers, answer their questions, and basically just immerse myself in German. Anyways, working in cafe was a huge change. And it wasn't about having a great grammar, it was about communication. I started getting the hang of structures, sentences, picking up useful phrases, and really started to feel confident in my German. And here's the thing, I didn't have any choice but to speak German. If I wanted to keep my job, I had to learn first. Part 4. The power of the memes and social media. Alright, when I was working in a cafe, I wasn't just learning to communicate in a traditional way. I was also consuming a lot of German memes. Yes, memes. I cannot tell you how much it helped me. I found German memes everywhere. In Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. The language in memes are often humorous, informal, slang, but it's so relatable. Memes are like the bridge between formal learning and real work. They help me to learn the nuances of the language, like how words can be useful in different ways, how people actually speak in informal settings. Plus, I could always laugh when I was learning. That also kept me motivated. So, motivation is the first key. Part 5. Resources that helped me. Now that I was getting the hang of the language, I needed structure. This is where Nico's Weg came in. Nico's Weg is an online series designed to teach German, and I absolutely loved it. The series follows Nico, a Spanish guy who moves to Germany and faces challenges along the way, like losing his bag at the airport. It's not just a story, it's a learning experience. Each episode is short, interactive, and filled with exercises. I worked my way through entire levels of A1, A2, and B1. When I was completing B1, I was of course going to a language school, I had some courses during, but these were the real boosts that helped me. And some of the resources that you can use are, there are some free apps like Duolingo, Anki or Enki, 50 languages, Deutsche Welle Learn German page, Goethe Institute's free materials, and Open Learn. Also, there are some YouTube and podcasts that you can utilize, such as Learn German with Anja, Deutsch mit Maria, Easy German, Coffee Break German, Slow German with Annik. Part 6. Another tip I really would like to share with you is regularity. At first, I really struggled with this. I didn't feel confident speaking German. But over time, I realized if I didn't practice, I would never learn and I would never have confidence to speak more. And thus, I wouldn't be able to improve. So, first, I started to talking to myself. Yes, you heard me right. If you don't have any conversation partner, just go on the mirror and talk to yourself. It may sound a bit odd, but it's very effective. I also use apps like Tandem or HelloTalk quite often to connect with native speakers and do a language exchange. These apps let you to find conversation partners from all over the world. Part 7. Tips for you to learn German or any other language. Alright, enough about me, let's talk about you. I know many of you clicked this video to get some tips on how to learn German or any other language. And trust me, I got you covered. Here's how I suggest. First, reading. Reading is like so easy when you're in a German-speaking country. Everywhere you go, there are signs, menus, ads. You can't escape it. If you don't live in Germany though, check out YouTube videos of people who are working in different German cities, or pick up a comic or manga in German. Listening. This is easy. Watch German shows, TV, or listen some German music. It's a fun way to learn new words and also get the rhythm of the language. Plus, you get to practice your reading skills on subtitles. Writing. Writing is a tough one, and especially if you don't have anyone to correct your mistakes. But thankfully, now we have artificial intelligence that can correct you. I also text with native speakers. These are a great way to learn. You can also join language learning Discord services, where you have people practice your native language and they help you practice German. And speaking, we already got covered. You have these really useful apps that I already mentioned, like HelloTalk or Tandem. And if you're in Germany, you can join a sports club. And if you feel shy, don't be. This is really needed for your future. Part 8. My language learning routine for the super determined one. Okay, you stuck with me until the end. So, here's the good stuff. This is the routine I've been using to keep my German skills in check. And you can totally steal it. So morning, 10 to 15 minutes Duolingo or Babel, something easy to wake you up. Read a really short German articles or news and pick something you're interested in. Listen to a German podcast while you're getting ready. Just let the language flow over you. Afternoon, speak or text with your language partner. Set a goal to speak German at least 10 to 15 minutes. Watch German YouTube videos, travel, and bonus points if it's fun something about like music or food. Evening, write in German for 15 minutes. just random thoughts or a diary, read a chapter of a book or comic. And if you're a gamer, play in German for extra fun, so you got covered everything: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. And remember, it's all about the consistency. Even if you can only dedicate 30 minutes a day, keep it going, and you will be surprised how much progress you make. And that's my story of how I learned German and how you can learn German. If you find this helpful or entertaining, please do not forget to subscribe. And if you want more tips and my German life behind the scenes, follow me also on Instagram. Link is down below. I would love to also have you there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!